time has finally come and Thanos has snapped his fingers, causing Barcelona finally to go bankrupt with all their debt racking up, and now their best players have all become free agents, including those from the academy like Pedri, Ansu Fati. However, that academy still stands. The money is still going into La Masia to keep the football team alive, despite them having to go to the second tier. As today I'm taking charge of Barcelona's youth team, aiming to take them all the way to the Champions League and past what the first team was doing, meaning that debt is cleared. The players will be homegrown. However, I know you'll still be thinking,
Max, this is too easy to do.
well, we have a strict string of rules, which is really going to make it harder for us to turn Barcelona's youth team into the best team ever. Yes, people, here we are. We are in the second tier with Barcelona, and this is the main team we're using because I wanted the kits like I'm wearing now. And everybody is below the rating of 70. We kicked out some of the youngsters, like Paulo Torre himself, the midfielder, also Roque. They are all gone as the rules I'm going to start off with straight away. No signings allowed until we reach the UCL, where we can only sign ex-La Masia players who are under the age of 25, and we can only go to the Basque country. Apart from two exceptions, we're going to send to Argentina and Portugal a scout each, trying to find the next Messi. And also, in this alternate reality, we might find something in Portugal resembling Ronaldo, as we've got to win the UCL. That is the main rule, as we do have all 3 academy scouts ready, all good rated ones, but we still have no youth quad as it stands. And our budget is a League 2 budget. We've got £5 million in the squad, meaning the youth players that we've got to sign, we've kind of got to pick wisely as well. As let's start with sending the scouts out, then we can view what our current team is like. As the 5-star scout just has to go to Spain, we can put him on a centre mid drill. Maybe find the next Iniesta or Xavi into that midfield. And then the second scout, Argentina, we do have them 2 exceptions. However, with the Argentine scout, it is a requirement we've got to have a player in the wing position in the team in the UCL finale from Argentina. To, of course, replicate Messi, as I'm allowing left wing and midfielders to maybe change them to wingers later on. And yes, it's going to be hard just sticking on right wing. To find a player as good as Messi is going to be hard, but then again, we're searching for the next Ronaldo also. This isn't a requirement, but I think it's funny because we can imagine Ronaldo in a Barcelona kit, and we don't have to be a winger with this, so I'm going to add striker to the mix, and I'm going to let them scouts just brew a month longer to see what they go and find, as we do have some real life players at the club like Gerard Martin. Still, he's already 22 years of age. We've got younger left backs at the club, and our highest rated player isn't a regen, but we do have Guillermo Jimenez. Mikel Valor, which I don't like because he's a winger and I want an Argentine winger. Same with Felix Guerreiro, and he's actually showing great potential from the off, as I guess the only good thing is we can start with a winger formation, and I'm going to start with default tiki-taka. However, not start with any coaches, because all our money has to go into youth, as this is the starting team. Now, I haven't really touched it much. I've just got everybody into their correct positions. La Masia is underway, and there's only one position I didn't scout, and that's goalkeeper, which is currently our weakest position. We'll have to send a scout out next year for a Spanish keeper, but now we're going to check them players after simming a month on, and the Spanish scout looks okay. The Argentine, meh. Well, at least we only need one from Argentina. And the Portuguese scout, again, I don't think it's any good. I'm a little underwhelmed that our best player is 64 rated, at least he's Spanish. And our best Argentinian player is 62 rated. That's still quite bad, especially for the first season, because this is when we need most of our players, because when we move up to La Liga, we still can't sign real life players until we reach that Champions League. So yes, we've got to trust what we've got, or maybe we can loan them out. I'm going to need a lot of luck to actually get far in this. And let's see what happens at the end of season number 1. But as we sim, make sure you hit a thumbs up because it really does help the channel. Means the world to me. As okay, I can deal with that. A 15th place finish. Now, we wouldn't be relegated technically. We can't be relegated in FC25, but It's a solid start for Masia, but is it what we want? Not one bit as the team. It is all over the place and I'm willing to let it be for the first season. I don't know any of the players, but I'm willing to get to know them as the best 2 or best 3 are real life ones. Then Felix Guerreiro, who shot up, and of course it's our right winger. The only position we didn't want a good one is where is our Argentine? Here he is down here as one of the worst players in the squad. Also submitted a transfer request, but also I'm changing his position to a right wing, which again didn't upgrade his rating, but he's left-footed like Messi, as we have Ibarra. He also doesn't change as a left winger. In fact, I'm going to make a hell lot of changes. We've got Valor, who's a good player. Kind of don't like how good our wingers are because Guerreiro's really high rated. Then this guy Hernandez scored a lot of goals. The same as our striker, Pau Victor. And you might have got a glimpse of some of the loan players out. We need to do better with the academy next year in loaning and finding players as hammered by Granada in legit the first round, as we do have an Argentine on the bench. But that is what I want to focus on next year. I want to make the Argentine scout the best one. The one thing I 100% want and need in this career mode is a brilliant Messi regen, as the first thing I've done is sign up the contracts. These youth are in it for a while, and then we get to see our budget, which has gone slightly up to 9 million, so that means we don't just have to use the academy. Of course, we still can't sign players, but I'm talking about the coaching side of things, as I'm going to go a little bit mental, not too mental. We've got to afford our scouts, and I'm just going to go with the 4 to start off with. I do want to keep the money rather light, as this is the funniest thing I have ever seen. We do have a scout called Jay Cartwright.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, don't hurt me, sorry.
If you're English and you're my age and you've seen the In-Betweeners, that is so funny, as... No, we're not going to Spain here. Argentina with the first scout. And I'm going to focus on left wing. Also cam, because cams can sometimes be changed into wingers, which Messi will have to be, as then of course we're going to go Spain again. However, this time, goalkeeper. I'm not making the same mistake twice. Got to really find a good shot stopper, as the last one's going to Portugal, and I'll just set him out anywhere. Of course, we don't really need to get a Ronaldo regen. It's just for the fun of it, as Now I'm thinking a bit more strategically. What if we loaned out Guerreiro and Hernandez? Now, I know that's mental. However, they are really good. Also, Ruibal, who's got potential to be special. Because if we loan them out, replace them with Portuguese, with Argentinian, we can grow the players we need. They can grow out on loan. And this is thinking tactical, as the first one's leaving. However, this is Hector Fort. I believe his release clause was paid. And that's going to be our Achilles heel. Players can leave at any time, because in Spain, release clauses have to be a thing in contracts. So that is another thing we've got to watch, as these are the youngsters going out. As you can see, there is 3 of them, and now we can bring our own academy through, with these being the players. And is the next Messi in this selection? Well, let me introduce you to Felix Osoro. I changed him to a left mid. I really think he's the next Messi. He got a total of 9 games and actually scored 0 goals and didn't get played in the team. But on the other hand, I did some heavy loaning. As you can see, we've got the 2 guys we started with. Also, Pau Victor is now the best player at 76. But we have this man, Saul Maldonado, at 17. He just came through the academy as a cam. So my plan worked of looking for a cam, who now hopefully we can change to a right wing, make him a really big rating and fire into that top division. As Victor was the top scorer, this man Ibarra was actually the second one, and he's another Argentinian, so I think we do have the new Messi in our team at the moment. It is literally just about locating him, as this is the team we've had. I actually changed this Hermida guy to a right back. He's actually covered for Hector Fort. We've got Jimenez still on the bench. I don't really want to ruin his potential. So next season we search for a striker so we can loan that man out to get his rating going up. As speaking of strikers, any Portuguese man, we've got Dominguez, who isn't too great. Joaquim Santos not too great either, and he got loaned out to Elche. So the Ronaldo hunt not going too well, and also the league position, it's a jump up from 15th, but still 13th? Unlucky for some, maybe a cup run. I know we did win the round of 32 and then we lost to Sevilla in the top division 3-1. A good account given of ourselves, but now 2 seasons in the second tier. It really has to improve, and with these players coming back, I want to go more attacking. We're keeping the short passing. We're keeping the tiki-taka. However, we are changing the tactics slightly because we've got so many good wingers and a good cam. I'm going to have them getting forward. I'm going to have Victor stay as a target forward or an advanced. But here's the thing. When we go down here to our players, our wingers are really good, but they have to unfortunately stay as wingers. Oh, sorry, no, they have to change from being wingers because we've got to change this man to being one. Maldonado, and I'm going to trust him on the right, just like Messi. As John Hernandez can stay on the left, I'm just going to try and find a good training drill. And Guerreiro will be the cam. Still, it does take 20 weeks. We have Ruibal as well. I forgot about him. He's going to have to be a left-hand sided player. We can't let anybody touch that right-hand side where Messi is. And the Ronaldo regen, I think we're kind of holding on to false hope. As goalkeepers as well, we did promote 2 last season. We can't forget that. However, Ander Astralaga has really improved at 22. So he will stay the shot stopper as we need more central midfield players, as none of them on the bench. And we might search Portugal for a striker because, like I said, Jimenez, get him out on loan, get him progressing up the ranks. As my Portuguese scout is going to stick onto striker to try and find that player. My Spanish scout on central mid and defenders, right back and left back included. And Van de Ven, the other scout, I'm going to have to retire him. He does save us a little bit of money, which we'll need when in the UCL, because we can sign ex-La Masia players then, and I am stacking up the money from them release clauses for the likes of Hector Fort, 21 million. Some of that going on to coaches. I've improved the coaches alongside Jay Cartwright, and I've started loaning out, well, a lot of these around 60 to 67 rated to give them experience as, wow, the first player we see in Spain, Julio Madrazo. He's almost worth 4 million euros. Could we have just found the next Gerard Piqué, which we definitely need, as he stands as a cam as I was searching for centre mids or defenders? And well, here he is after we have changed him to a central midfielder, 75 rated. So not the next Gerard Piqué, but the next Iniesta next to Lozano. I am seeing a cam missing, and we did change the positions around because Maldonado is a 79 right winger. So we've lost a player, and plus our defense is getting really weak. The rest of the team is good, so I kind of expect promotion. But if we do go ahead and get promoted, we don't have a good centre-back. We are really going to struggle in the top division, and that is going to be horrific for us because we are unable to sign players, and look at what we're losing. We're losing in the future Lozano. We've lost Ruibal and Guerreiro, a bunch of other players as well, as it's going to make us 49+ million. But again, we cannot spend the money straight away. Not until we're in the UCL. Release clauses in this country killing me. As an 81 rated still though, and then our lone boy Jimenez, 75 rated. So we've got 2 good strikers at the club right now, and a good striker in Maldonado off the ball because he gets a lot of goals. And there's a lot more other players out on loan, like Jose Royo we just promoted, Osoro's coming back to light, and also Sergi Dominguez he was a real life player, and we're definitely going to need centre backs because we are going to the top division. We absolutely hammered this one down, winning as a trophy, but the clubs below us, that's where I'm actually worried, because Las Palmas and Zaragoza are actually 2 clubs buying our players, or have bought our players. Guerreiro, I believe, went to one of those, and Ruibal did the same, as no luck in the Copa de España, which I guess is okay for now. And don't forget this key thing, we're the only Barca in this league, so if we go for the UCL, there's no other Barca there, meaning Atleti and Real are probably dominating this division. And we've got to join that mix as 80 million, which we can't spend a penny of, on players, as we've just lost the centre mid. We just lost one of our cams, or two of our cams even. So we're a little bit stuck with our lineup. We do have some players returning from loan, but then again, them players aren't too cracking. As Dominguez steps right in, but I'm really not a fan of our midfield anymore, making me think we need another change, and I've got the formation in mind. The 4-2-4. Now, it looks like a dreaded formation, and not something I'd usually go for, but it gets Jimenez into the first team squad. It leaves us just needing a centre mid, and also maybe a defender to go centrally. But now here's the issue. We don't find our Ronaldo regen, and we've already got our Messi regen, so we can only really send one scout to Spain to be told centre-back or centre-mid, and we're really gambling here. We really do need something special, or we need growth, especially from our players, meaning I'm going to go back to coaches, but why not? I'll send the Portuguese scout out again. Don't expect anything special, as we'll only be looking for backup attackers, because I kind of trust what we've got. We could do with someone for the bench. Elugio Lopez over 1 million in his evaluation, which is very good. As in fact, a good scout mission all round. We've got Barbosa, who could be changed to a striker, and a central defender in Iago Rivera. However, I don't think they're really ready. Loaning is going to be our best friend this year, as look at all of these players. Look at all of the wasted young potential. And I know Masia usually keeps players in-house because their academy's brilliant. But the likes of Manuel Torres, they're really not just going to get any growth on the bench. So they'll have to stick around, and this team is going to have to stick around for some performances. Also relying on a bench that doesn't have a registered striker on it. Until hopefully Barbosa is trained there, because I'm going to be training a lot of players again to just try and force some growth in the team. And for a season number 1 in La Liga, this isn't bad. As I said, no Barcelona in our way, so we go and grab a Champions League spot. I believe, because UEL written above Sevilla, we finish with the Madrids, Villarreal up there. Sevilla, we beat by just 3 points, getting us into that competition. But also, more importantly, we now can sign players under 25s who have been in La Masia to bring them back as the Copa de España. Come on, we need an actual cup run, because now we need it for the money, but we lost 3-0 to Real Madrid, proving we're not just there yet, as we got beat 3-2 by them. Ooh, but earlier on, we beat them by 3-2 with this squad, so it doesn't look like many players have been robbed. Our attacks definitely carried us, because they are all over 80. Our best player, not Pau Victor anymore, it's actually the goalkeeper, Astralaga, and I don't mind it, as Victor keeps on scoring along with our new Messi, who has the captain's armband, by the way, and the kit that I'm wearing right now. As we continue to loan a lot of players out, look at these though, they haven't really improved. Not much going on in the way of that, but then in the way of transfers, we lose Hermida, Aguirre, 11 million Birmingham City's paid? That is unreal. I hate release clauses over in La Liga, but it makes next season very exciting. Of course, under 25 players only from La Masia, but 140 million. Hopefully we do keep for next year to go and spend big time with. So season number 5 is a 3-step process, right? We haven't lost anyone firstly. That is a good sign. The second step, check our budget, and I've just signed some contracts up, and we have stockpiled money, and we have been given even more, 2 million plus, to go and find them under 25-year-olds that belong to La Masia Academy. And we've actually got to be very, very careful, because we do have a 26 in our squad. Showing 5 seasons does make time flow, as positionally, first priority has to be a central midfielder. And there's one that comes straight to mind. He is the main man at Barcelona, really, in the midfield, but he's actually turned 25 himself, and 25 we cannot touch, so Pedri, 90 rated, will stay at Manchester City, and that is a huge loss for us. If only we had one more season, as I think you know the backup man. Firmin, I'm gonna check, but he's also 25. We don't get our first option, never mind the second. This is horrific. So we've got to go for our third option, straight into the defensive mindset. Pau Cubarsí, he's 21 years old. And if I have said his name wrong, I have literally just watched a YouTube tutorial, so please do not blame me. And this player, of course, does get a release clause, so technically can leave, but my days, it feels good to make a real-life signing. Hopping his way into the first team alongside Palacios, now 80 rated. However, we are definitely not done there, because this team doesn't survive in the Champions League. In fact, I don't think it goes through, as here is my dilemma. Alejandro Balde is 24, but he's going to cost a lot of money when we really need a centre mid, and Marc Casado's not cheap at all. So maybe this is the first time in the save we might have to go and sell a player, as I think we'll only need around another 20 million maybe. And I do not want to sell a main player, so I'm selling a lot of the backup brigade, such as Jose Luis Salazar, Yago Rivera, Costa, can't say his first name, and that is a really cheap fee for him. But then not a cheap fee for Medina. Thank you, Las Palmas, paying almost 13 mil, allowing us to land Marc Casado, and I'm very surprised by his low wage, allowing us to go huge on Alejandro Balde, who, I've got to say, I am well disappointed with. A 4th place finish, 10 defeats, miles off Atleti. Yes, it is squeezing UCL again, but still, I don't expect us to win it this year. And we should have been a lot better, as only the round of 32 of the Copa. Horrific, but it looks like we haven't lost anyone in this team, as make one change at right back, and that is what has been playing to finish 4th, which is a huge letdown. 2 90s, an 89 just signed, an 88 on the wing, Cucurella in the defense. Really surprised I have not been sacked for how horrific this is, as at least our strikers have done well. But then a 69's been scoring, because our 90 rated only got 4 goals, the new Messi. Not playing like Messi, but then again, we've got to give him another chance. Unless we do sign another player there, as it's a 15th place finish in the league phase of the Champions League, to then just be beaten by Sporting Lisbon in the playoffs. One of the worst disappointments I have ever seen, and our league winners in this league, Atleti Madrid, go and win the UCL. I know we started a lot below them, but I'm becoming really jealous of them, as I'm just flicking through all their players willy-nilly, and they do have Firmin. I think saying I'm disappointed with this team is a massive understatement, because honestly, how's it not better? We have got to try and make more signings under the age of 25, which I don't think we'll be able to do, as I am going to change the formation around and hopefully change some of the players' positions, as Jimenez will probably become the main striker, Victor to the bench as the cam that does need signing, and the player that I do think of, I think you know who I mean, it's Lamine, who doesn't start as a cam but also is very expensive, as you expect, but he came from La Masia, as also this man did. He's just turned 26. A little bit late on Mariba, but I'm very surprised to see that he came through there. We've also got Hector Fort on the list, because he's one of the ones we could sign back. There is a whole bunch of players like Ansu Fati, Marc Cucurella, that have just gone over that 25 mark, meaning we cannot sign them. As can we afford Lamine? Oh my days. We definitely can't. 123 million now. Is there anybody cheaper that we can buy in the cam position? I'm not sure exactly centrally. However, long live transfer marked man. It's found me 2 other players. Like I said, not central players, but there's a left back and Marc Gui as our only options to sign. I think it's got to be Lamine Yamal. He's the only player I really want, but now we've got to be affording him. Unlike last year, we can't just sell all of our second choice players. We might have to sell Pau Victor if we are to play Guillermo Jimenez, as it's took a while, but the day one man will leave for 144 million, allowing us to bring Yamal back to where it all got started. Successfully changed him to a cam as well, because he weirdly was a right midfielder. Not even a winger, as this is the team. A few, well, a lot of 90 rateds, which I love, but in the back of my mind, I just can't stop thinking about Brighton & Hove Albion and how rich they will be because we've just signed this man for so much money from them, as he is the highest rated, only just over our goalkeeper, then our 2 wingers. The Messi regen's done okay. Never lived up truly to the big man, but I tell you who has lived up to expectations of Barca's. It's the striker, Jimenez, with 40 goals, which surely, but no, doesn't fire us up the La Liga table, as his experience just lacking still because of how young our squad really is. Cannot break that mould at the top as Villarreal keep winning the Copa, and again, beaten by Real Madrid, never made the quarters. That is really disappointing, but still, we have done well in the Champions League, finishing 6th with only 1 defeat, and we did have a striker score a lot of goals, meaning we must have gone a little bit far. We got very lucky drawing Newcastle. Lucky getting Milan because of what happened to them against Feyenoord recently. Not a good result for the huge team over in Italy, as we beat a huge team over in Italy as well in Juventus, having us reach the Champions League finale. It's unfortunately not Real Madrid, who were in them semi-finals. There we go. I'll flick back. They got absolutely hammered. And we've got to try and give PSG a hammering from them, for them. Although being on the side of Barca, as I've just spotted, we've lost a midfielder in Casado, and he actually moved over to Bayer Leverkusen as Jimenez, the number 10. I think he's always been our number 10 since he arrived. Don't fact check me on that, as now our midfielder needed to get on a bit of a run. I do rate the formation. We need to use Lamine Yamal to run forward, as Silva, only 80 rated, stepping in. I didn't even notice him on the team page, as if we can get that ball to this side. We do have 90 rateds everywhere. Good touch from our midfielder, and that has somehow gone in. Donnarumma with egg on his face. Madrazo, one of the last youth academies we promoted, 1-0 in the finale. Huge error by the Italian, as I'm still not going to get ahead of myself despite that goal just flying in. We need to keep battling for more, as Madrazo on another run. Jimenez keeps it. Have we got our new Messi in the middle? No. Time for Lamine to turn into the mean machine. Look at his run. No one's catching him. Oh, I did the skill move before the stupid move. As we win the ball back, we win it back. Guillermo, that's a brilliant ball. And Hernandez, one of our Spaniard players on the left wing. We never got that Portuguese man. Puts it across towards Jimenez. Just not falling though. And Silva, great spin. Silva, one of our low rateds, tried to get another mistake from Donnarumma. No luck though, and nothing for the rest of the half, as I might actually start upping the difficulty in these games. Leave a comment if I should do that. On to Maldonado, the new Messi, hopefully can just play like one of his sons. Thiago, I believe, is at Inter Miami, but let's imagine that's him, and let's imagine we can score a goal with him here, and it might come true. The shot is on! Agonizingly close, as now, no, do not let them come forward. Win it and move, because there's usually always a goal in the second half. Williams Jr. playing for them. Molina with the decent crossing. And Cucurella gave a penalty away. Yep. Terrible move. Never needed to put his hand in the air, especially when against such a tall player. That's the inexperience of the youth, as it is the ex-manager Luis Enrique going for it with his team, and that is the leveler. Hurts my feelings, that. Really didn't like it. Come on, we've got to get going again. Jose. Is that Jose Royo? The right back through to Jimenez. Need an instant goal. Madrazo, this man's been our shining star. Could we get it almost immediately? Yes, we do. A brilliant finish, and it's our centre mid who did start as a cam, so we know he can finish chances, as he does so here, the number 33. That is an excellent run. Donnarumma once again just does not cover himself in glory. Horrific for them, but good for us, as now 3-1's night-night. Madrazo's on a hat-trick. When's the last time we actually got a striker score a hat-trick? Or not even a striker, but a midfielder, as Benjamin Sesko through the middle. And that's Madrazo taking the ball away again. He's danced over the tackle. He's kind of one-on-one, but gone a little bit too far out wide. Jimenez with 40 goals. Oh, my days. You would not expect that from him. Still, though, the game almost over. Maldonado round the corner. The new Messi hasn't done much, but cross that towards Jimenez again. It might fall to Lamine Yamal. It is Madrazo on for the hat-trick and gets it, does the midfielder. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. He's been fantastic, and surely, well, I'm that confident right now I'm going to put it into the cabinet. Barcelona win the UCL. Or Masia do. A brilliant header from Yamal, who's been a little bit quiet, but everyone has compared to that man Madrazo with the hat-trick. As it's not going to be him to lift it though, it's going to be Palacios, a defender who's a regen, who of course I do really want to lift it because I've coached him through the academy, and that is a glorious sight. We haven't actually built the real life Barcelona yet? Leave a like if you do want that to come, and also stay tuned. But if you do want to tune in right now, here's some more video.